My name is Princess, and I'm from Chicago. I wanted to be a part of this project because I've lived in Chicago and the UK, and I wanted to give my perspective, basically, of having overt racism in your face versus racism and microaggressions that are covert in the UK. In 8th grade, I was with one of my best friends and this other guy. We were all just chilling, hanging out at the park. And he said to me, he's like, you know what, Princess? If you were white, you'd be one of the hottest girls in school. And me and my friend, we just looked at each other like, did he actually just say that? And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I kind of was just shocked, like, oh, so people find me attractive, but I'm not white or lighter skin, so they won't tell me that or act that way with me. This is deep, but I went looking for bleaching creams. I went for things that would make me lighter so I could get complimented without saying, you're not pretty for a dark-skinned girl, or you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I went looking for things to change my skin, and after a while and it didn't work, I was like, okay, you're stuck with it. You have to find yourself attractive and be done with it, like understand who you are. So growing up in high school was a lot. I received a lot of different comments from being an African booty scratcher or like just being a dark-skinned girl in school. So a lot of kids kind of picked on me for that. And one instance where I got really upset where it had to go to the deans was when a boy in high school in the cafeteria, he called me a coon, and people had to separate us because I was quite angry. I gladly claimed the angry Black woman. At one point, my mom had to get involved and get the principal to write me an apology letter. So it was more like, I'm not gonna back down. My perspective on just people and race and living in America changed for me. And right after that was when Ferguson happened. So I kind of felt like this was a change in just who I am as a person. It got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore is when I graduated and I left and I didn't want to go back anymore. So that's kind of another reason why I moved to the UK. So when I moved to the UK, I had to fend for myself and get a job, and my job was in South London. And I worked at a restaurant where it was quite upper class, white people that would frequent the restaurant. I could tell immediately as I walked in the restaurant that I was gonna be treated different than my coworkers. It wasn't necessarily calling me the N-word to my face or calling me a coon, but the way they treated me was different. I was talked to like I was less than, or I was stupid, or I didn't understand things, even though I did. After a while, it just got mentally grating on me. I was really depressed. I slept pretty much all day until it was time for work. I didn't talk to anyone. And it wasn't like, I hate my job or I hate living here. It was just small little microaggressions that got to me and weighed on me. It kind of stripped away a piece of me. And because I am confident now again, but before that in high school, I was very confident. I was very sure of myself. Then when I worked there, it kind of made me feel, is it worth it? Like, is money that serious for me to have my mental health down the drain? I remember sitting at a bus stop about 3 a.m. after my shift and just crying for hours, like, I can't take this anymore. I was just really mentally exhausted. I thought, what am I doing with my life? It made me question myself because I was like, I'm not crazy and I'm not stupid. So I know it's more to do with my skin color and who I am. I just wanted an end to what I was feeling because I hadn't released the mental anguish that I was going through. That day at the bus stop was the time for me to do that. And so I just sat there kind of gathering myself and my thoughts, like telling myself it would be okay, like you're not this bad person. It was a self-pep talk, and the cry was more a release of built up, pent up energy. And it wasn't like, I hate my job or I hate living here. It was just small little microaggressions that got to me and weighed on me. Living in America versus living in the UK, from then to now, I would say that my self-assurance is a lot stronger than it was before, because here I felt like things were happening that made me feel crazy, even though I know I wasn't. So I had to be really sure of myself and know who I am as a person. In America, I felt safer around Black people. In the UK, I'm around more different races, more cultures. I guess London is a melting pot, so you're kind of forced to be around other people. I could just stay and be at home with Black people, but I feel like it would be a detriment not to explore and be around other races. Just keep fighting them. I would say keep being bold, keep being audacious, keep being confident, keep striving for what you wanted in your life and your goals, because you will get there. Don't let outside opinions on who you are change who you feel like you are. You're confident, you're beautiful, you're strong. Anything that you put your mind to, you can do it. I feel really good expressing this story because I never really talked about how it affected me before. I've always just told people the story and we laughed it off like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't do this or that. But now that I'm talking about it in front of other people or to help people in those similar situations, I feel like more stories like this need to be heard. And it may get tiring or repetitive, but I think it's good to know that you're not alone, or you haven't faced this alone, and you're not crazy for thinking something's happening when you know that it is, or they're telling you you're crazy and you're not. Black is beautiful. Black to me means resilience. Black to me means you're strong. Black to me means vulnerability. Black to me just means unique. There's no one like us. There's no one that does it like us. In a sense, I just feel like Black is beautiful. Everything that encompasses beautiful, I think, is Black. I feel to be Black is to be one of a kind. There is a lot of history behind who we are as people, whether you're from Africa, Black American, the Caribbean. There's just rich history behind who we are as people. It'd be a shame to not appreciate and understand where you come from or who you come from. For me personally, I'm blessed to be who I am. I don't know, it's just a lot of things that affect darker skinned people, especially Black people, in the system that we are in now. So if it looked like inclusion, all of that would be erased. I would say equity over equality, because the rich are still getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. But if it's meant to include everyone, I believe laws wouldn't have things like you're allowed to wear your afro, your natural hair to school. Things like that wouldn't be a part of our new system. And people of darker skin colors wouldn't get harsher sentences, higher interest rates. I'd say just more women to be looked after and to be cared for and to be treated properly. Because yes, we are all Black, but no, we aren't all men. And I think women are kind of forgotten about when things like systematic racism and stuff like that happen. Black women are kind of forgotten about. So I think Black women in general need to be cared for and looked after more and protected more.